So now that TikTok's gone and over with, what y'all gonna do about relationship statuses and cooking and just everything TikTok has to offer?
Instagram Reels, Facebook Reels.
I can't believe y'all turned y'all's back on Vine. That's what bothered me the most. Vine seemed to be like the original TikTok to me.
I could agree.
I mean, yeah, I would definitely say it paved the way.
Did you have a Vine?
No,
me either. But I knew what Vine was.
Yeah.
Which they say, do it for the Vine.
That's the little girl.
Yeah.
Honestly, I feel like a lot of those social media sites kind of ruined the idea of healthy relationships. I mean, there's a lot of stuff you see online about, people just boasting their relationship status like it's just untouchable, unbreakable, but behind closed doors, it seems like an entirely different story. Yeah. So, do y'all feel like you guys see any kind of relationship statuses online and be like, man, I want that? Why don't I have that?
No. And I don't want to say no as in I've never looked at someone like I want that, because of course I have. Like, I would love to be loved like that. Before I was married, I would love to be married, things like that. But I think at our age, we know how fake online is. So to say, prime example, Rick Ross and Christina, to say, oh, I love them, those are goals. They're not together now. He's had 3 more girlfriends. So yeah, so it's like hard to put another relationship couple on a pedestal these days because it's all fake.
Absolutely. Yeah, I think it's more detrimental to healthy relationships than bad relationships. This is MEXed Feelings. I am your host, Ratio, here with my lovely wife, Kenya Trevino, and one of her best friends in the world, Lace. How y'all doing tonight?
Good. How are you?
That's good. I'm excited to get this show on the road. It's one of the first podcasts that I've created. Other ones, this is so hard to do. I mean, I've been doing this for about a year, but I'm a perfectionist too, and it just starts to get overwhelming, especially doing it by yourself. It's tough trying to create content, trying to get all the I've recorded like 3 other episodes and they weren't right because my audio wasn't right, or I don't know how to edit the video. So it's been a real struggle trying to put this thing all together. But y'all, I'm glad to have y'all on for one of the first episodes, the first episode of a 3-part series. So this one's going to be about women in relationships, because us as men, we don't know what the hell y'all want. Y'all unstable creatures. I ain't gonna say the other word. First episode, second episode is gonna be the men of what men want, and third episode we're all gonna get together and try to figure some things out, try to hash some things out.
Okay. I'm happy to be here.
Oh yes,
I'm ready for this slide.
Me too.
So as far as, I want you to answer this, as I know we've been married, right? We're married. So I want you to answer these questions and talk to the people as if you're a single woman, or what you would do as a single woman.
I can talk about my exes.
Yeah. I guess so, if you want to say that.
Okay.
So
I mean, it makes sense just to be able to give you like a past references of what we've also encountered.
Mm-hmm. So when there's always this one saying about like good guys finish last. So what the hell is it with women and always fuck over the good guy and take the deadbeat or the one that ain't shit or one ain't doing shit? What is it? What does it drive y'all to do that?
You want to go first? You want me to go? Because if I tell them, no.
I don't necessarily say that the good guy finishes last. Like I never experienced that, because I also give people a try. So I give everybody the access of being able to experience me and me being able to experience them. Yeah. So it's not that they're finishing last or anything of that nature. It's just that it just didn't work out.
And to piggyback off that, I want to say, in my experience, and even like I'm such a what they say, hopeless romantic. So I watch a lot of reality TV, little things like that. And from what I see, it's that we as women will settle because maybe the guy that we want, that we think is our Mr. Right, which sometimes is the deadbeat, the low down guy.
Hello.
We want him. That's what we want. And even though Mr. Right has everything that we need, he has that one thing that we don't need or that we don't want, or he just doesn't have it. And instead of you being able to overlook that, you're just so consumed in needing that. So at your first chance that you're going to get it, unfortunately for the nice guy, he gets left behind because now you're going after what you really want. And so I think to fix that, women should be more upfront with, no, you're not doing this for me. And I know that's hard to do, but I think we should do that. No, you're not doing this for me. So no one finishes last, no one's time's wasted. But I know that's easier said than done. No, I can say that.
But there's always signs to knowing what the bad guy is. Like for me, it's easy for me to say this now, but when I'm looking back in the past, I wasn't shit years ago. But but now when I think about it, going back, there were always signs that I ain't gonna take this girl serious. I'm just, this is playtime right here. This ain't nothing special about it.
Yeah.
You know, I feel in my eyes one of the biggest red flags I'm probably one of the first guys you date as with children.
Yes.
Have you ever dated someone with kids?
No,
never. So
we were like queens of no baby mama clubs. Seriously. And then you came, but
I was like, look, I was in a relationship though for at least 9 years. So I mean, that's who I was with, and that's who I raised my kids with. So I mean, that was different. But me stepping outside of that, like I've never dated anybody that had their.
Are you willing to date with someone with
I wouldn't
kids?
be against it because in this day and age, like me as a single mom, like I have kids, so I have to have somebody who's willing to accept what I have going on, and me not being able to accept what they have going on. That's like I mean, that how can that be in this day and age where everybody has children?
Right?
Yeah. So I have a little bit of advice, and I will consider it if I ever. I ain't gonna be single again, but but a little words of wisdom. You know, as a woman, and I hear about relationships on social networks all the time. But a red flag for me is if I'm dating someone with children, right, and they're always free. You know, they're always, I can always go to the club. I can always see you.
Yeah.
That I'm like, so at what point are you gonna have your child? Like if you're not making your child a priority, why do I want to, give my body or my mind time to you? And I ain't heard like, nah, I can't, like someone saying to me, nah, I can't, I got my kid this weekend. Or that'd be that speak volumes to me.
And our third date, actually, you told me I have my daughter. Oh my gosh, that was like the best thing ever. It was so he got his daughter. Like, oh, so it is.
But also in that nature, right? If I'm willing, if we hanging out the first couple of times, right? If I'm willing to introduce you to my kid, that should be another red flag as well. Like you just let anybody,
But we knew each other for a long time.
It just depends on the person too.
It does. Sometimes
because if you're clicking, I was gonna say if you're just clicking like that, like in y'all situation, it clicks like that for y'all to be able to do that.
Because we never left each other's side after the first
time. I'm like some people it actually clicks with them, but then some people it just doesn't. I mean, some people you have those hopes and you think that it's gonna go in that way. But
there's always the honeymoon phase too.
Yes.
I mean,
that's everywhere.
That's every relationship. There's always going to be that honeymoon phase.
Yeah.
So tell me a little bit about what's your type. What are exactly y'all's type? What are y'all looking
physically
for?
Or
both physically, mentally? Are y'all looking for someone who is working all the time, and give me a legitimate, don't tell me I want him to have a 401k. Because sometimes that's not your type. You know what I mean? Sometimes that's not. I just want a legitimate response.
But a working man is my type though. Because you have to work. You need to work because for me, I don't feel like we can start a foundation if you don't have a foundation in yourself of working and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And clean looking.
Mhm.
That's like number one.
Yeah.
Clean looking. Look at the shoes. Look at the shoes.
Yeah.
Clean looking. I don't know. A type is hard.
Yeah. I have a very
it's like
because it's like I don't have a specific type of guy.
I have specifics
that
I like.
Yeah.
If that makes sense. Like I like soft hair. You could be dark skinned with soft hair. I have like coarse hair, so I can run my fingers through soft hair.
I like tall men.
See what I don't have a preference. You don't have to be 6 foot, but also I don't want you to be 5'7" because I'm 5'6.5".
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So everybody's gonna be taller than me because I'm 5'3".
Everyone's gonna be taller than me.
Yes. Yeah, I like someone of either of arts, of someone who likes sports. That means that they care and they have like a community and they actually like have something that they like cater themselves to. Like,
and a man who has friends.
Yeah, exactly.
Boyfriends, like guys he hangs around.
Has to have a community.
It's got to be a good group of guys. Like because birds of a feather flock together.
And
so,
I say that in a sense like someone who isn't going to expect me to not have any friends also because you don't have any friends.
Still have your own life.
Yeah, your own life. You do your own thing. You got your own motion.
Yeah.
But we still come together as one, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely.
And a gentleman.
Yeah, definitely like
someone smart. Like, because these days, these days, it's especially with our age, because we're in our early 30s, which means 20-year-olds are still attracted. But sometimes you feel like you can't even talk to them because it's like, what are you even talking about?
Yeah,
exactly. So someone, I don't want to say just educated, but just someone smart. Someone.
I definitely like someone with education.
Yeah.
Like definitely like someone with education. That means you have some type of drive.
Yep.
You have some type of smarts outside of just like your normal guy that you would just meet. Like book smart. You're just super intelligent.
Yep.
And then it also gives you conversation outside of your typical norm.
Absolutely.
Like I've definitely dated a lot of like, well, not a lot, but a couple
guys.
Yeah, like a couple of people, and they were so interesting, different, like doctors and people that are in IT. They just have a different life.
Yes.
So I'm just like always interested in getting to know something that is not my typical norm.
So a guy who could lead you, basically, someone who's doing something. Absolutely.
Yeah, definitely that is involved somewhere else other than just like your street dude.
Yeah. What else are you doing?
Yeah.
So where are you going? So we're describing all these things we're describing as good guys, pretty much.
Yeah.
So going back to the good guy, bad guy thing, what exactly usually turns women off to the good guy, to the traditional good guy? I mean, can you have a physical attraction to someone and still not connect intimately, or opposite? Can you connect intimately but you don't have a physical attraction to them?
I've been on the spectrum of
good dick, bad person, or good person, bad dick.
Bad dick. Yeah, definitely good person, bad dick. Good person, just didn't know what to do, and it was just like it was me accepting it for what it was for the time being, and I gave you time to be able to correct it and it not be corrected. And then so at that point in time, I'm just like, what am I to do? So now there's like different frustrations that I'm having. I'm having frustrations with you as a partner. Because you're not
satisfying intimately.
Yeah. So it's just like it's not flowing. And sometimes that is one of the reasons that why good guys do finish last.
Because you're gonna be good and not be good and
yeah. So I mean,
so you couldn't. There's no way for you to have a relationship with someone that you can't be satisfied intimately with.
I mean, I was not satisfied.
And y'all were in a relationship.
Yeah, and we were in a relationship, and I literally was. Gave time.
Yeah, that was just a no deal.
Yeah, it was just it was one of those things where it definitely made a difference. And
intimacy isn't just sex either.
Yeah, it's more than that.
It's dates. It's, do you tell me I'm pretty, or
time well
Time
spent.
Yeah,
like physical touch.
It's not
it's
just
it's not just sex all the time.
Yeah, intimacy is so deep, and like if you're not hitting 2 areas, it's over with.
Yeah.
But can you confuse peace and safety with lack of passion? Is that something you can do we have to go on, like, once you're married for so long, do you, like, at what point is one date a month good enough, or is it once every 2 weeks, or at what point does it mean more?
I think it depends on the relationship.
Yeah,
honestly, it just depends on a relationship, because again, social media will make you think that your husband needs to buy you flowers every single Wednesday, and your husband needs to buy you a Porsche because you're about to have a baby. You know what I mean? Like, it's a lot of things that social media makes the wife life, or even the top tier girlfriend life, look like. But for me, I would just say it depends on the relationship. Like, we got 2 kids. Do we have time for 2 dates?
And especially,
in a month,
especially if, like, you're dating someone with kids,
exactly.
Right? I mean, at what? I mean, how much time is good enough? You know what I mean?
And that's why I think it's important to just have open communication. There's nothing wrong with, especially if you're not living. For us, it's different. We live together, so we don't have to text all day. But I do feel like if we didn't live together, I would want to hear from you at least like twice a day.
I'm like definitely me, as far as like being single and being able to like just date and experience people. I'm definitely, if I'm in that type of relationship, that's exactly what I would expect. And I mean, making time for dates is, for me, because I have children. I'm like, I have to just be able to make time when I'm able to make time, and not all the time am I always free. So I mean, the time frame of how many dates you go on is not up for debate.
It's not concrete now.
Look,
not
just
at
like,
not
we're
at our
trying to
age
make it
now.
work as a single parent.
Not at our age and status in life. Because you got kids, you have a job,
work.
It's so much that goes into it, But I just think that's why everybody got a phone. Everybody's phone is always in their hand. Call, check up on them, especially if you don't live with them. Like, little things.
Yeah, absolutely. So going back to your terrible relationship with that was going on. Was there a point to where, and even relationships prior to that, was there a point where you were like Kendrick Lamar? You were like, I hate the way you talk, I hate the way you breathe.
I was definitely feeling that type of way, and I was like, Lord, I gotta get out of this, and I was trying to escape for the longest. I just finally got free.
But you know what? With one of my exes, we lived together, and I did get to that point to where, and I'm sure he was there with me too, where it was just like, I'm done with you. Like, why are we still here? So I was like, we were in the lease together, but we maybe had 3 months left. So I was like, when are you leaving? You could like just pay the bill and not be here, but still have the key. No one else is going to be here, but like, you should go. Cause like, it's like, I hate you. I hate your face. I hate the way you smell. I hate to see your toothbrush. It's like, so it was like, leave. So it's crazy. You can get to that point after being so in love with someone. And then it's just
definitely
like,
be irked by them.
Everything about it.
Yes.
Block them.
You sound like me. Block them.
So in a relationship that, you kind of called it quits, when was it? Have you ever been in a situation to where the guy had called it quits and you went fucking crazy? What's the craziest thing you done to an ex? Did y'all ever bust windows out or slash tires?
Nobody ever broke up with me. I broke up with people.
Well, okay. Yeah, but you never busted out windows.
Oh, but I definitely went crazy.
Okay.
Pour bleach on clothes.
Looking into the black hole.
Definitely have went crazy. Definitely slashed a couple of tires. Definitely didn't fall. Definitely been with the shit.
So I haven't slashed any tires.
I have. 3 of them.
I played bumper cars with the ex.
That's the trick.
Yeah. 3 tires or 3 cars?
It's 3 tires.
Okay, gotcha. Dang, left him with 1. Oh man. A generous queen. You don't have to replace 3 tires. Such a generous queen. But I hate this story because this was a low time in my life. Okay, I would never do this again. But I had an ex, and me and my homegirls were out driving, and they were like, "Isn't that so and so?" And I was like, I'm like telling them, I know exactly. Yes. Oh my gosh, yes. I'm like, I know exactly where he at. He's over so and so's house, and they're like, "No, girl, that's him. That's his car." So y'all, we're at slow motion. We're sitting at the light, and I see him, and he sees me see him. And he like tries to go through the light, but he should have just drove regular because I wouldn't have saw the girl if he drove regular. But he took off. So all I see is a silk press.
She knew the hair.
It was a nice bone straight silk
16
press.
inches.
It was natural. So it probably wasn't just long, but it was nice. You know what I mean? It was a nice silk press. I saw it like moving the wind. And y'all, I like hit a U-turn so hard on Bell Road. And I like blocked them in, and me and my homegirls got out the car, and I was like, "What the, And so he like wouldn't let the windows down, and so he hopped back in. Well, we hopped back in the car, and I went down Bell Road, y'all, Bell Road into the Brentwood exit. Okay, so I'm talking Hickory Hollow Mall into the Brentwood exit by Target. Bumper cars, 80 miles an hour, and I'm just hitting them. I see their heads going like this every time I hit their car. And
this is the middle of the day, right?
No, this is at night. This is at night.
Okay, no cars on the road.
Oh, it was I thought we were going to get pulled over because a cop had a car pulled over in the middle lane, and we're going 80 on Bell Road, which is like 40 miles. 80, and this is when Bell Road was hot in Antioch. 80 miles an hour, and I'm just hitting them, and my friends are like, "Stop! You're gonna pop the airbag." I'm like, "I don't care."
That wasn't in the comments.
It was Koya, my friend BJ. Y'all, they were so scared. I felt so bad at the end because they were so scared, and I couldn't. I just saw red. I just wanted them to like wreck and not die, just wreck. I want to get back instantly in that moment, okay? And so he was in front of me, so they got on the interstate and they like drove off, and I was like, "That's why she's fat." I was so bad. I couldn't even like see her for real, y'all. I have no clue what she looked like at that moment. But yeah, that was the craziest thing I did. And he called a family police officer. So he didn't call the police, he called the family cop, and the family cop called me like, "Kenya, what are you doing?" And I was like, "Oh my gosh, please don't arrest me. I'm so sorry." You know, Waterworks got me out of it. And he was like, "You are crazy." I was like, "I know. What would you have done?" Is that crazy though? Like you would have done that if you caught your girl?
I don't know. I mean, so I've done, but so that's the result of good dick. What y'all doing to people, that's the result.
Fire too.
Oh my God.
Wow, sister,
like in the house or
shoes outside on the porch?
What?
Like,
did you buy the shoes?
No, hell no. I took all the shoes and I set them outside and I sprayed them motherfuckers down and I set it on fire. So when he walked back up to the house, he seen all his shoes outside on the porch on fire.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
That's some crazy
The only shoes he had on was the ones on his feet.
He was cheating. And he was sharp cheating. Yep. You're
not
gonna cheat and absolutely not.
I was supposed to come over here and you not answering the phone when I get here. That's so weird.
Now buy you some more shoes.
Yeah.
I see. So I've never done no crazy shit. You know, my very first taste was like when my virginity era, right?
Yeah. Okay.
I called her mama on her. She was cheating.
Oh, wow.
I was young though. I was young.
Yeah.
And I was in love. It was my first taste, and I was.
You couldn't believe she done gave it. I feel I would have called his mama too.
Nah, her mama. I called her.
If it was me.
Oh yeah.
Because what?
And me and her mama was close.
Yeah.
So, yeah,
she got a whooping.
I've had. It was a whole lot of drama after that. It was a lot of drama. But I've had other things. I've had things done to my vehicle. I've had like the windshield busted out, food smeared across the car itself.
Because he's a trick. He's a good boyfriend. I went through his phone when we first got together.
Wow.
So,
wow.
So I can only imagine you cutting somebody off and they being real mad.
Wow.
When we first started dating, I was dating somebody else.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
I know.
But you do want to know? I've never told this.
Tell me.
I'm doing this on air.
And if I start swinging on air, I just start swinging.
With the
Doing
back of
this.
hands.
You know, I honestly,
Uh-huh.
I prayed for you,
You prayed for me?
and I'm not a religious guy. I prayed that God delivered you to me.
Really?
From high school.
I'm not gonna swing.
And I swear, I promise on everything I love.
Really?
I did. I was like, if I get her, I'm cutting off this other girl,
Yeah.
and the rest is history.
Yeah. So it was me or her.
No, it wasn't. No, it was no. If I was like, it was
if you was to come back around, like
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's been me since that night we met.
He would come in
At the club that night.
That's beautiful.
No. I prayed for you when we reconnected this last
Like
time.
if it was
Okay,
supposed to
gotcha.
work out,
Yeah.
And look at y'all.
I don't know.
I was in the wedding.
You know,
Or
it
maybe-
rained on our wedding day.
Or maybe it was witchcraft. I don't know.
I was there.
I am Jamaican, so I'm proud of it.
It wasn't witchcraft.
You're here.
She was swimming right before the wedding.
And after the wedding, you remember we all just jumped in the water.
Mm.
Oh,
Dude, it's
babe,
dark.
I love you.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
It was
So going back to relationship
Yes.
status,
Okay.
right? Platonic friendships, friends
Okay.
with the opposite sex.
Mhm.
Do you feel that's acceptable? At single, it doesn't really fucking matter, right?
Mhm.
But in a relationship, how does that affect y'all's relationship? Do you believe that you can have the opposite sex as a friend?
Not gay.
No, not gay. No.
Okay. Okay, hard question to answer. I have like my friend Chris. He's
Mhm.
my friend.
Yeah.
We've been friends.
So let me be more specific on
Okay.
friendship. Like, so platonic friends, y'all going out together. Y'all going to the
Mhm.
club together, y'all having lunch together, y'all texting,
Mm-mm.
Y'all might go to the gym together.
Yeah.
That's the type of friendship
Yeah.
I'm looking for. That's what I'm looking for.
I'm too jealous.
I guess me speaking, I have a lot of friends like that. Like
No, put yourself in a
situation,
in a-
and
in a
so
relationship.
I'm thinking about like my long-term relationship. I'm thinking of like me and one of my friends that I actually met in the midst of that relationship, and
Mhm.
how we're still friends to this day.
Yeah.
Like we're still friends to this day. Like I would see him in the club. That's actually how we met. Him
Yeah.
being in the club, and then afterwards, like we follow each other on social media. We end up just being cool. He kept saying, "Oh, there's parties here. There's parties here." He would let me know what a party's at, and I'll pull up with my friends.
Mhm.
And then we go into the club and we just party, and we still connected over those years. And then it was just like, "Oh, I'm having a little get together at my house. You want to pull up?" And I'll
Mhm.
go pull up over
Mhm.
there. And still to this day, like still friends with him. And I had him him being a friend in the midst of a relationship where it didn't interfere. And I don't think anybody expected us to like be doing anything.
For me, she would have had to been here.
Yeah.
She would have had to have been here, and you wouldn't have even been able to see her side boob for
Mhm.
me to be like, y'all are good. You know what I mean? Because like, and when I say I'm a jealous person, it's like when it comes to my man. Because like, girl, why is he buying you lunch? Like, absolutely not. If y'all are both friends and going to lunch, you should be buying your own lunch. But you're such a gentleman. You're going to buy her lunch for her.
Mhm.
Mm.
Absolutely not. That's cheating. Ain't nobody buy my lunch.
So then why even risk that? At what
Absolutely.
point when you said you had this long-term friend,
Mhm.
at what point, if you get into a relationship and this guy's like, I ain't really feeling this. Are you willing to terminate this friendship for your relationship with the significant other that's going on right now?
That would be a tough one, just because the majority of my friends, I've been friends with them like, what is it now, 19 plus years. Like or at least I would say anywhere between, let's see, 12
to 15.
So 13 to 15 some odd years or whatever. It
has to be reasons.
Yeah, it would have to be some
valid reasons.
Some very specifications.
Yes, like if you see him trying to talk to me, because
or if you
I do have guy friends like
Yeah.
Chris. He's never in his life ever tried to date me. I don't even think he's ever told me I'm pretty, and I know I'm pretty, and I don't ever think he's told me that. Like he's like, I feel like I could accept lunch from him and be like, I'm going to lunch with Chris, but also I wouldn't do that because you would have to go with us because I wouldn't internally be able to take you saying, Lace not my friend. I'm going to lunch with Lace, my friend. I would internally, it's like, okay, go have fun. But I'm like over here swinging and punching the air. Like, oh my gosh, she loves him. Like, you know what I mean? Like, no, I can't. For me, like, and it's just because my man's my man. He don't need no platonic girls.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't feel comfortable like having I'm a man, right? Mm-hmm. I know I work in a shop. I know what men talk about.
Yeah.
And so I'm going to tell you now, Lace, your platonic friendships, you call them up right now, and say, I need some dick right now. They would probably agree. Would you agree? Would you agree that could happen? So that's the problem. That's the issue.
Yes, but also at the same time, me and my friends, like the ones that I have like that, I have already discussed them. Like, I don't find you like attractive, and I would probably never, not probably, I just would never do that because I feel like that would destroy our friendship. So I don't see myself going in that path with my friends, and that's the reason why they are my male friends.
Absolutely.
Like, I can sleep in the bed with them, like if I was on some drunk shit, and they would not touch me, and I would sleep peacefully because I've had that happen.
Yeah.
And those be like my best guy friends that just really watch my back. Like, I have a lot of bros.
And I think that's where it starts. If for women, I feel like the ball's always in our court when it comes to that. Because like you said, if she was to call them and say,
yeah,
but
definitely so.
They wouldn't be able to call her.
Yeah,
or they wouldn't be able to call me. And I'm going to say,
immediately.
I'm about to come drop some.
Yeah, you ain't dropping shit out.
I'm not dropping nothing, So I think it starts with just that conversation because I have a lot of bros, even when we used to throw our little parties, my bros that I was in high school with.
That's what I'm saying.
They
bros.
smashing my friends, and I'm definitely not smashing after my friends. So it's just like those are the guys that I would surround myself with. But when it comes to going out on platonic dates, I go out with my gay boyfriends because I feel like you're more comfortable. And even married or not married, I would only go with my gay boyfriends. But also that's because I have more gay boyfriends than I do bros.
Yeah.
You got more
I got more bros.
Exactly.
Yeah, I got really a good mixture of them, actually. Yeah. I'm like, I got my bros and then I got my gay friends. Yep. So I'm like, really, it can go either way. Yeah. But my bros are the ones that usually call me and be like, hey, this is going on. And I always pull up with them.
Yep.
But that's the issue, right? Making yourself accessible to the bros, but when a man is coming in and he's trying to date you, right?
Okay.
And he sees this, he's like, man, she was just out. She got pictures on Instagram from yesterday with some dude.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that I don't know. That just kind of for the good guys, that's kind of a red flag. I grew up, growing up.
You have to get to know the person.
And I say 25 and under, yes. No, 25 and under, no. You shouldn't
be having all them. Yeah.
No, you shouldn't cut your homeboys off because he's mad. Your boyfriend's mad with no valid reason.
Okay.
He's mad because you got homeboys and you like to go out with your homeboys. And he doesn't have a valid reason. 25 and up, I feel like mentally you should just know where your guy's getting at and where he's coming from on why he doesn't want you hanging with these guys. So that's when I think mentally you should be able to connect that there and just cut that off.
I ain't never, my parents were it was kind of a 2-parent house. They're still married to this day, but I never heard my mom say, I gotta go to my guy's friend's house. So my dad go.
Absolutely.
I think that's more of this generation's, it's kind of with social media, I guess.
There's made it okay.
It made it, acceptable.
Yeah.
Well, I want to also say with doing most of my bros, like I do their hair. So that's really why we really locked in.
Yeah.
Because I do hair. Yeah, I'm literally locked in their hair. We're locked in that way to the point where I'm like, yeah, bro, I'll come and pull up over there and chill, whatever you got going on. But it's literally just that. Because then also that's where you don't mix business with pleasure.
Yeah.
I grew up in an era where, females would call me cousin or brother.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
We was fucking. Yes. but that's
Yeah,
growing
yeah.
up. That was y'all was fucking at some point.
yeah,
You know what I mean?
yeah,
that
for sure.
connection.
For sure.
So
For sure.
I mean, it's
Not
just
me, though.
hard.
Yeah. I
It's
never
just-
smashed any of my bros.
Yeah,
or my
I was like, I was
cousins,
not
them.
smashing the bros.
But there are girls. We're not going
have
to act like there aren't
Yeah,
girls,
yeah,
and that
yeah.
some of our homegirls weren't.
Yeah,
We're
hey.
not going to act like that. So you are completely right.
Yeah,
and that's,
you're right.
And that's the
It's
thing.
just
You
not
have to.
us.
Yes, it's not us. Let's make
You
that
have
clear.
to. You have to consider if you're trying to. And one other thing, the bros, right?
Mhm.
You put them in the friend zone, right? If y'all are
Literally,
compatible, if y'all like, we hang out, this do this, that, why not build a relationship off that?
I'm not
If it's so-
compatible with any of my bros.
Well, then what? So
They're just bros because the
'Cause
vibe. They're cool.
and
they're not.
they were
They're not trying to
clients-
smash.
Yeah, and I'm like, and they're clients that became bros. Literally, that's how they became bros. Because it's like, okay, like this is a cool little vibe. You can hit me up. Oh, smoke, chill, whatever. Or you invite me to stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
but if it's just that, right?
Yeah. And that be
If
just
it's
it.
just that,
Mhm.
then why wouldn't you want to
Cut it off.
cut it off for
Oh, I definitely-
someone that
I definitely could. I could terminate it. I could terminate one of my bros from that because I mean that's really not important.
Because I think it would just have to be. You just can't come in regulating who.
Yeah,
I
I mean,
That-
just shutting
a
shit down.
first relationship
like, yeah.
is one
exactly.
thing. Like,
Right,
yeah, a
yeah,
first
right.
relationship
yeah.
is one thing. But if we're dating,
Yeah.
continuously for
Yeah.
a couple of months
Mhm.
and you just popped out on Instagram or not no more TikTok. I ain't doing no more TikToks. But and y'all just posted a picture together. I'm gonna quit. Like, what's going on? What is this?
Yeah.
yeah.
I
Yeah.
guess that's
Absolutely. And it's valid.
yeah.
It's valid. Because it ain't happening with me. I ain't hanging with the bros. He ain't hanging with the sisters.
Yeah,
Y'all better write
I
on
mean,
Facebook. That's where
when
you
it
can
comes down to
hang
relationship.
on
I mean,
Facebook.
if that's what it is, if
Yeah.
I'm going in a relationship path with somebody, yeah, I don't mind cutting that off. But I wouldn't go online posting nothing like that.
Yeah,
anyways.
yeah.
Like,
But
yeah.
this day and age, the girls, like you said, that's what they do.
yeah.
They be posted up with all 8 of their homeboys
Which is
every
wild.
Saturday.
Do y'all
Princess
Wild.
in the hood.
how often do y'all get in conversations with each other as far as like the women's groups, the group chats
Okay.
about because I hear women are more dirty minded than men.
Oh wow.
How are the group messages more vulgar in women's group chats than
Depending on the group and depending on the age.
Yeah.
so y'all in there talking about I smash him or I let him smash.
So us, we're not smashing.
Yeah.
It's fine. You know what I mean? It's like that. But
Yum.
my little sister who's 26, well, she just turned 26. So when I think back to her Facebook statuses 3 years ago, oh no, he could put a baby in me. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Who was this? When
My
was
little
that?
sister, like 3, and I'm saying that because she's 26 now. So at 23, they were putting babies by looking at NLE Chopper. He could put
Baby.
3 babies in me, is what they're saying. So yeah, those conversations do happen, but I feel like again, at a certain age, maybe 28 and older,
Mhm.
it's those group chats, and that's not saying because fine can mean girl, he fine. That can mean he needs to give me babies.
Yeah,
but
that
you're
could be
just
like
saying
fuckable
he's
fine.
fine. Read through the lines.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Read through the line. It's like you ain't gotta say it if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
So how often do women respond? How often do y'all respond? Like I said, even before me,
Yeah.
y'all respond in y'all's DMs. Is that still a no-go if
Yeah.
a man responds in the I was in or you were in my who was in somebody was in DMs?
Oh Lord,
We were kind
They
of
go
both in each other
down
DM.
in the
I was
DM.
definitely checking for you at
Okay.
some times. I will say that. But you called me. Yeah, I gave
On
you my number.
Facebook?
No, I gave you my number and you called.
Oh, okay. Oh,
I hit him
that's
with
creepy if I called you on Facebook.
Look,
I hope I didn't call you on
you
Facebook.
did not call me on Facebook. You had wrote me. And then it was like 2 days later, I was like, I don't even be on here like that. Girl on Facebook every day.
Yeah.
That's the line. That's the line. That's the way that, yeah,
I
I'm
was
gonna
like,
be
I
on
don't even be on here every day.
That's
You
the
got my
line.
number.
Yeah.
Real men.
Yeah.
Real men. But other than that, anybody I'm not interested in, I respond on my birthdays. Because I respond to everybody on my birthday.
Yeah.
So you will have a thank you so much out of 50 messages.
Yeah.
And you done commented
you.
on June 20th on a story. And it's my birthday, and I done hit you with a thank you so much. And then you got another 100 until next June.
That's crazy. Have you? What about you? Have you ever?
I definitely responded to people in my DM, but no.
You never. Nothing ever went further than the DMs or relationship wise with anybody.
No, you're my first online relationship.
Yeah.
Oh, we wouldn't really.
I mean,
online,
I know, but you know, when people be like, "Where did y'all meet?" I'm like, we met as kids, but we reconnected on Facebook.
I mean, I'm like, does dating apps consist of like DMing?
Yeah. Yes.
You on Backpage and stuff?
She's probably on Black People Meet.
Christian Mingles.
Oh my God, I did the BLK app and it's been so hilarious. I just been swiping through them.
Oh, what?
The
BLK
app.
The
Black app.
Yeah, and I'm like, definitely have had people hit me up in my DM on there. And I'm like, it's been cute, but I'm like, actually, that's like kind of where like me and like this dude one of my exes, we kind of rekindled some things. And then from that point on, it definitely went down in that DM.
I'm done.
It went down.
Yeah.
In the Black app.
Yep.
But you have a preference. So there's a preference right there.
No, because it really doesn't give you a preference. It just shows you the available people that are
preference
like,
as these people are Black.
Yes, correct.
Yes. But
so that's your type.
I'm definitely talking
you
to
just
other
probably
people. I haven't necessarily say that I've like actually been in a relationship, but talk to people, dating. I have done that. I've had
have you fallen in love with someone that was not Black?
Ladies don't love these hoes.
But no, not necessarily. I would definitely say that I have definitely liked people, but just knowing like or just falling in love with people, no. No, I haven't fallen in love with anybody. I've definitely dated them though. I've dated to try to fall in love, but it was just not what it was. And that's been a mixed race of people. Like I used to be in love with this Hispanic boy when I was in school, when I was by 9th, 10th grade. I'm like, I definitely used to like love this little white boy. I'm like little Indian boy. I really don't have a preference of like race.
It's because the school we went to.
It was too many options. Very diverse. And I'm like, I think that opened me up in the dating pool to be able to accept so many different people. That race doesn't actually matter. It's more so the person and how we vibe out and all of that nature. It's not about like, you know, race at all.
You know, someone told me recently that I look like I date white boys, and I'm like, Horatio's the second person that's not Black that I've dated.
I wouldn't say that I see that on you.
Me either. I don't see it. I don't look at myself in the mirror and be like,
she would date somebody that's white or anybody that's mixed. I don't see that on you. Really, I don't think that you can really see it on anybody.
I don't think you can either.
Do y'all see that on me?
No.
Do it look like I would date a specific type of person?
I'd like to see you with a white boy.
I wouldn't be against it. I
don't know why. I think because I've seen you.
I've talked to two before. It just didn't work out. And I wasn't against it. It just did not work out. And genuinely, that was just based off of like us and where we were in life. It wasn't anything in regards to race. Oh, the first one.
And like you said, because you're mixed anyway, so it's not like you'd be like,
I'm not against anybody. Like there is no one's race or culture. I'm actually open to being able to learn. Like I'm definitely
and
down
that's the
for
beauty of it for me.
I'm like,
dating
hey, put me
outside
on
your
some
race.
new
It's
stuff.
something new.
Because I'm put you on some new stuff too myself. So
So in that aspect, do you believe in true love or finding the soulmate? You believe there's a soulmate?
Yeah, I definitely do. And I also believe that in regards to soulmates, they're beyond just your lover or your companion, because they can extend to your friends. And your family members. So you definitely have soulmates. You have different people that you have made it with over a period of time, and I'm not gonna go into
where you would just feel as though if they were, if they were to disconnect from you, like it will break your heart. You know what I mean? So definitely. And I put though love and soulmate even as one. Too. Like maybe you have multiple soulmates. Maybe you thought your ex was your soulmate.
Maybe your ex was your soulmate. It was just that y'all had completed one journey with each other. And that was just the wrap of it. Yeah.
And you got to be done with it though when it's done, so you can move on and be in love.
I've wrapped up one before, and I feel completely fine. I don't miss it.
Yep.
But I know it's a part of my life, so
yeah, it's part of your story.
Yeah.
So you said earlier that you would be willing to date someone with children.
Oh yeah.
Like, is there a limit as far as how many kids?
How many? Yeah, I would definitely say two. Two would be my max.
Okay, what about 2 baby mamas and 2 kids?
I mean, I feel like it depends on how you carry
the dynamics.
Because I have 2 fathers, so I mean, so I'm dealing with 2 different men.
Are y'all beefing?
Yeah, I'm like,
do your baby daddy take care of his kid? Or even your baby mama. Do your baby mama get her daughter hair done?
Mm-hmm.
No, your baby always crusty nose. You know, like certain things, because you have to think about what you have to like.
What you're about to put yourself into.
Yeah. Are your kids bad?
Yeah.
You know, do they curse? You know, it's like a lot because you have kids in your family. Can I bring your kids around my friends' kids? Because all of our kids connected.
Yeah, instantly.
So it's like, even we always talk about bringing a new girl into our group. And I'm like, dang, if she got kids, I wonder if her kids
gonna
they ain't hot.
Yeah.
They ain't cursing.
Yeah. Don't be doing nothing extra.
They ain't gonna choke slam Kingston. Like, you know, we have to think about those things. Like, that's.
What about if it's Nick Cannon? That kind of dynamic.
See,
you have like a lot of
money.
I guess I don't know if he is taking care of his kids.
Apparently he does. Apparently he does. Apparently
what if Nick Cannon approached y'all and then was like, I want to make y'all my 15th baby mama? Like,
we're not gonna sit here and act like the thought ain't. We're definitely gonna tell him we gonna think on it.
Yeah,
we're not telling him no.
I wouldn't put it past him.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. It depends on like
that's crazy.
Where you are. And it's because when you think about when you think your baby's about to get taken care of.
Yeah, it's like you're really gonna be set because people don't you're looking at it as being an extra baby mama, but you're not actually looking at it as he's saying that he wants to have a child with you. Out of anybody else that he can have a child with, he wants to have a child with you. And on top of that, he's going to make sure that you and that baby is taken care of.
So it's more about his status than anything else.
And also it's not about his status. It's about what he can contribute to the family and to the aspect of having a child, whereas to like most people will have a baby with you and not be able to contribute anything.
So yes, status, absolutely.
Yeah,
his status because of where his because of where he is, he has that status. Yeah, you know what I mean. So
I would just say his finances,
because no one wants a broke baby daddy. We just gonna keep it above.
Yeah,
no one wants a broke baby daddy, and it's nothing wrong with saying that. You want to be able to take your kids to Monkey Joe's on Thursday.
And you want your kids to be able to have experiences that most kids are not being able to experience. And in order to have those experiences, you do have to have finances to be able to set up for your child to experience.
And that's why we go back to saying that we do want to work in men. 401k, you know, but we do. Someone who can work.
Why do women go back to men or entertain men that don't or have multiple kids with men?
They're gullible.
Yes,
that can't provide, you know.
They're
you already
gullible for love.
Yes, for love and attention and yearning.
Just to have somebody. Whereas, so like you're not looking deeper to like what that person is contributing to you.
Yeah,
when you're just sitting right there doing it for emotion and not for the intellect of like where are you benefiting from this person? You can go outside and go grab that person off the street. Because somebody who's not providing you anything but just conversation and a little attention. Yeah, like you can go grab that person, but you're not going to grab somebody who's actually like on their shit, like to the point where they're financially setting themselves up for generational wealth, or someone who's just in the right mind of going down the right path of being able to contribute somewhere in the world other than just being here for a gullible moment.
Yeah. And I also feel like with those girls, they just wasn't raised with a man in their life to show them
what a man is.
Even me, like I was raised off of, I think my dad was in my life, so I was like 8, maybe. I can't remember when we moved to Nashville. Yeah. We moved here, it was done for. And so my dads, I would say, or men that I knew that I wanted came from TV. The life I didn't want to live came from me seeing my homegirls who were pregnant at 14 and 15 and they can't go to teen night. You know, teen night was lit for us. Lit. And I'm like, dang, y'all can't even go to teen night because you pregnant or you got a baby. And I had a lot of friends like that. Like they just couldn't do it, or they could only go to 6 out of 100 teen nights. And I'm at 99 of them because I'm free. I'm a kid, you know? So I like the way that I was raised was based on basically looking at everybody else to know what I did and didn't want. So that's why I like abuse, all that. No, you got one time to show me. And I thank God that I haven't ever had to go through that. But you got one time to show me my top 2 that I'm not doing, which is cheating. Cheating's number 2 because you always forgive. But my number 1 is abuse. You know what I mean? But that number 2,
you running so fast.
Yes, seriously, I would be out of there, and that's just from my childhood. But my number 2 would be cheating because you know I'm not gonna say I haven't went back. I went back, and why? Because I was comfortable.
Yeah,
I was comfortable. I didn't want to mix up what I had going on at that moment. I wanted to yell. I wanted to cry. I wanted to be in my funk. I wanted to tell him I hated him. Then I wanted some flowers and I wanted something else. And then I wanted us to get over it.
Yeah.
You know?
It amazes me when I see women that, you know, they take in a man that already has multiple kids and doesn't do shit for them. It's the flag is there. It's set in your face. And you just bring him in and have a baby by this man.
And
expect to be different. Exactly. It's crazy. Like it's
sometimes
insane.
it is different because he's with you for 6 months.
Oh yeah.
And then he leaves you, and then he's no longer there for you and your baby, and everything the first 5 baby mamas was saying that you
like
said was a lie. Now you're dealing with it. Yeah. I wouldn't like I told you when you told me, because I used to tell people I was queen of the no baby mama club. I did not want no man who had no baby mama. I wanted me to be
the first
baby mama.
You know what I mean?
And the only baby mama. That was like a thing.
Yeah.
And then when I met you, like you were just so into your daughter. And I was just like, oh my gosh, y'all, like he loves her so much. And then her little face, like she's still beautiful now, but that little baby face, she was just so freaking cute. The little cheeks. And I'm like, he just loves her so much. It was just so attractive to see you like
be a dad.
Love her and be a dad. Yeah. And I'm just like, oh my gosh, y'all, I think I'm gonna give him a chance. And he got a baby. Like, oh my gosh, you know, like I couldn't believe it. Like I had to pass my crown. Like, girl, I'm about to be a stepmama. I'm about to go and jump ship. So yeah, I wouldn't be able to date a man who isn't there for his child because my dad wasn't there for me.
Yeah.
Why would I condone in a man also not being there for his children? That's insane.
That's a no-no.
That
would be a big no-no. And I feel like that's the reason why I haven't actually like dated anybody that has children.
Yeah.
Just because I don't want to have to even deal with that right now. Like I just stay like away from it because I feel like right now I'm actually like leaving and like separating from a relationship. I understand how it can be. I understand how tricky it can be, like leaving a relationship and then be able to move on and go on to the next person. So I'm just like, would I trust that somebody moved on from their person and actually like faithfully moved on? Probably not so much. Like, because I understand how it is when you have a long relationship and you release yourself from that. But everybody's situation is also different. So I can't say for everybody speaking that would be what they endured. But I mean, I would say like a little bit for me, not so much, but just a little bit within like that first relationship being like so long term. Yeah, definitely was a little tricky, just like separating and then moving on and being able to trust that somebody like move on. I wouldn't have been able to like invite anybody in.
Right.
Yeah.
Would have been tough.
Yeah.
Do you guys feel like you guys have a flirtatious personality?
Yes.
Oh yeah, I'm very
Don't even
bubbly.
try to.
Yeah, I feel like we are like social butterflies. So we're always
absolutely.
like talkative and we're like, hey, and it comes off as being flirtatious.
You know,
but it's just like, no, we're just like nice people.
Yeah.
We like to talk to
it's
people.
just like Dion. God rest his soul. Our friend Dion. He's he came out as gay eventually, but we were all on the same dance team.
Yeah.
And I'm such a nice person. Like if I see somebody sad, especially back then, I wanted to go talk to you and sit by you. Or if I see that it's like 20 of us on a dance team, if I see 15 of us as in a big group and you're always the one back here, I'm like, come up here with us.
Yeah.
And so it's Valentine's Day, and Dion brings me so much stuff, y'all. And we were like, oh my gosh. We were performing at this, I think it was at TSU in their gym, in their basketball gym.
Okay.
And so we're performing and we're done. And his mom comes and she got all these balloons and he's bringing it to me. And I was caught off guard. And I was like, me? Like, what? This is Valentine's Day. He was like, yeah, I want you to be my girlfriend. I was like, what? Dion. And it's so funny because, like, I think at that time I knew that one of my brothers had came out as gay and they were like really close. So I had instantly was like, oh, Dion, he's gay too. You know, in my mind. Yeah. And he wasn't out yet.
Oh,
so,
wow.
Yeah. So I was like, I set him to the side. I was like, Dion, no, I thought you were gay. Like, I did not know you were interested in me. And he's just like, we're always talking. And I'm like, too damn friendly. Just too friendly.
Wow.
And it happens to me. I feel like it happens to me a lot where I'm just being friendly. And I'm not even being flirtatious. I'm not being like, no, I'm just being me.
Talkative and just like friendly. I've literally been around people where they probably like tried to hand me their number, like, oh, let's go out. And I'm just like, hold on, I was just being cool.
And don't forget, we had that instance where that guy said y'all had eye contact. And Lace was like,
God, what?
No, we didn't. He was just looking at me. And I looked at him. But it wasn't eye contact.
Yeah.
It wasn't like.
I look at people in their face and they talk. I've been looking at you the whole time. Just literally just what I do.
She was like, I can't even look at me. I was like, you can't.
Lord Jesus.
Because he was turned on. He said that y'all were making
like we were having chemistry, and I was just like, "What are you talking about?" I was so lost.
You were lost.
I was so lost.
So how do men separate from being just flirtatious personality from actually being flirty? If you're actually sending someone flirty signals,
I feel like that's when it's. You know,
try to get touchy.
Yeah, I would say touchy feely does. I feel like that's also one of my like love languages.
Yep, it's touch. Mm-hmm.
So I'm like definitely going to like probably do that.
Yeah,
but
a little knee.
Yeah,
touchy, trying to be by you, especially you're being flirty. So like, if it's a group setting, now I'm trying to talk into the groups that you're in.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like if we're all at a party, I'm trying to stay close to you, or you see me dancing and I give you that little look. You know what I mean? A little side eye, like, you know, this for you. You know what I mean? So
Lace done that, and she said she didn't have eye contact with the guy.
She did not. She did not. You probably did, but she was perfect.
But also, I'm like, I just be reading her. I just be looking around. And I'm gonna look around the whole room and make eye contact.
And I hit her. I was like, were you eyeballing so and so? She was like, what? I was like,
worried
yes,
about
girl.
him.
He said the sparks were sparking.
And
she was like, no, they weren't sparking.
One is spark in the sky. No.
That's crazy. One final questions I got for you guys. Can men be honest about what they want from you? If a man came to you and be like, and you thought he was physically attractive, and y'all clicked, but he didn't want anything with you but just sex or something like that.
Okay.
Would you be willing to do or be that vice for him?
Depending on the time.
He was honest. He was honest with you. I would say
definitely has to depend on the time of your life, because I would say, as far as being single, if I wanted to, like, because that sounds like a sex partner.
Yeah.
That's exactly what it sounds like. If I were like single and I just did not have anybody and I was willing and open to that, and that's exactly what we would be on, and that was discussed, like with nothing else. Nothing else.
Yeah.
You got the rose. You got all these new attachments to the rose and stuff. You can't.
Physical touch is her love. She wants to be touched.
Look, baby,
she wants to be caressed.
Right.
Yes.
Like, Lord Jesus.
What's the human age body? 98 degrees.
Yeah.
I'm like, 98 degrees.
I'm like, I'm really not big. I'm not big on that. If I want physical touch, that's exactly what I would have. But if I were to have, like, if I would have the option of being able to go out and go have somebody, I would definitely would. Yeah. But that's just not something that I just like want.
Yeah, not now. That's why I say it depends on the
where
situation.
You are. Because I'm like, definitely being single, you can have that, but single where I am, I'm more so looking past that.
You're having sex to be married.
Yeah, I'm like, I'm not out here just wilding. Yeah. I'm like,
You said something about love language. Do I have a love language? I always wondered
they say
what
you
my
have
love.
about 5. You have 5 or something so total.
Yeah.
But they range.
I've realized one of your love languages is affirmations.
Okay, positive affirmations. So
like you like to just be reminded that you're doing good for us. Like for the household and stuff. Even like when Naya does it to you, if she tells you like you're a good dad, you have a little sparkle in your eye when she says little stuff like that to you. You know what I mean? So words of affirmation is definitely one of your love languages.
Okay.
Like, because you always feel like a man. I feel like a man no one can make a man feel like a man. I think that's one of the one things you've never said to me. Like, I want to feel like a man. You know what I mean?
What?
You are, man. Let me check.
People say that?
Yeah, it's so
no,
crazy.
like some people do
feel
like they're less
like
masculine.
they're woman. And I feel like that's the word that men should use. They should say, you're feeling me, you're making me feel less than a man. Instead of saying, you don't make me feel like a man, or she doesn't make me feel like a man. You can't make me feel like a woman, but you can make me feel like a sexy woman.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But I'm a woman with or without you.
Period.
And like a man, you're a man with or without anybody else.
Yeah.
You should feel like a man. You know what I mean? So
there's two instances in my life which changed my life. You know, it just totally flipped my life. The first instance was me being shot, right? The second instance was I remember me having my child, you know, she's a newborn baby.
Yeah.
And me and her mom didn't work out. So there's one day, it was dead of winter. She was probably 2 or 3 months old. And I remember sleeping on my dad's couch, and he lived in the country, and he had heat, of course, but the heat it didn't really work in the living room. And they had this pleather ass couch, right? That's where me and Naya stayed. And I remember in the dead of winter, it's freezing in this damn living room.
Yeah.
And I remember having her, you know, crouch on this seat, this couch, laying down, 2-month-old baby, freezing.
Yeah.
And after that moment, I was like, I can't. There's nothing in my life that I'm going to allow this to happen ever again.
Yeah, absolutely.
So that drove me to those two instances drove me to the person I am today. And that's why I guess you're right. That's what, no one can really tell me I'm not a man, because I know what I provide. I know what I can do. I know what I can overcome.
Yeah.
And that's just like
and what you're still doing.
Yeah.
Because we be thriving because of you.
Yeah.
So
same goes for you guys. Like you guys have done so much for your lives and your family that breaking generational curses.
Yeah, for sure.
As we speak.
Yeah.
Sure.
We got careers and stuff. Not living in the projects. And for Black people, those little things, those little milestones, like they count. Those little things, not going to jail, not being on food stamps, even though
not government assistance.
Or I should say government assistance instead of just food stamps. I love my food stamp lady.
Man.
But it's like those little things, like, yes. And I think even my lowest point for me, I've always worked since I was 15.
Yeah.
My mom couldn't buy my uniforms because she got 4 kids.
Same.
Sign this employee thing so I can get a job.
Because I was working
and I will walk like
I walked up and down Valley Brook Hill.
Yeah, and I was out there in Whispering Oaks walking back and forth to Kmart. I will walk to school. But after me and my ex broke up, I moved in with some coworkers because they had just bought a house, and she was like, "Girl, I need help. I got a bedroom and a bathroom." I was like, "Bet, I'm there."
Roommate.
Yeah, so I lived there with them for like a year and a half, and then I ended up moving out, and I went back to my ex, and then I was like, "Oh, this ain't gonna work." So I went back to my mom's house. My mom ended up moving. I was staying with my brothers in my mom's house, and I was like, "Oh, this isn't going to work." And so I was just like, "Bet, I'm homeless." And my homeless was staying in a hotel, but I was homeless. Like I was really like down to my knuckles. Like I was like working to pay for my hotel room and to pay for my food. And like my friends, I think I even called you, and you was like, "Sister, I ain't got nowhere. I'm on my mama couch." I think you told me, "You're like, sis, I'm on my mama couch too."
Literally just went over
and
there.
This was like 2014, 2015.
Yes.
So she was like, "Damn, sis, I can't." And like my other friends, like we were young. Like when I think about it, we were all so young. And I'm like, and my mom was like, "Move to Atlanta." And I'm like, "Girl, I can't move to Atlanta. What am I gonna do down there? Like, I'm really gonna be stuck.
I'm really gonna have to figure it out.
I'm gonna have to figure it out for real."
It'd be different staying here.
Yes. And I just remember I was in a hotel room, and I had something in my bag, and they stole it. And I was like, "Bro, I'm already living in this hotel. And now y'all done came in here and cleaned my room and stole my Oh my gosh, y'all, I was just so sick. And like you said, it was wintertime. It's something about that wintertime. And you going through something in the wintertime.
Yeah, it's always wintertime.
Oh my gosh, it will make a man.
It's a long winter storm.
It's a long winter storm. And I didn't get my place until spring too. So it was a long winter of me. And like I was so thankful. I'd be thankful. And every time my friends, they'd be like, you wasn't homeless. You say no. So I'm like, y'all, but like that's homeless to me.
Yeah, you used to have a home.
I had a crate.
I
had a crate and a blanket. Yeah. That was all I had. And it was just me. Thank God it was just me. Yeah. I ain't have no kids. You know, I was able to, if I needed to sleep in my car, I could sleep in my car. You know,
I thugged it out a couple of days.
Yeah, if I got to get a 4 for 4, I can get a 4 for 4. I'm
maybe
good.
It'd be good.
I'm talking pennies, y'all. Like I've been there, and I don't make fun of women or even men that are there because like I know how it is. I do be like at our big age, because I was like early 20s, you know what I mean? But also I'm like, dude, you just never know what people are going through, and you never know what they've gotten through to be where they are. So just think about little things like that before you judge those people.
Right? Everybody has their own story.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely.
Well, I want to thank you guys for coming on one of the very first shows. It's been great. It's been fun.
Is it over already?
Right. That's all I was like, hold on.
Look, how about next segment?
Yeah, I really appreciate you guys for your input on what women want in relationship status. Hopefully, a lot of people pick up a lot of knowledge from this.
Yeah. And if we forgot anything, ladies, tell us for the third segment, right?
Yeah, so I'm
coming
back for that third segment of this series.
Yeah.
We're all gonna collaborate.
Yeah.
But thank you again.
Thanks for having us.
No
this
problem.
was fun.
I was like,
this is MEXed Feelings. Thank you.
Oh, that was fun. Yay. Oh, babe, we forgot about